watching. If you are new here, make sure you consider subscribing because we love it when you join us for a party. This is my friend Steph. Steph and I have been friends for years.
It's been a few.
Been a few. Tell us about yourself, Steph.
I'm Steph, I'm from Melbourne. I met Becky about, how long ago now? About 5 years?
I don't know, maybe 6.
6 years. I have been in the event world for about 11 years now. So I was on the committee for Miss World for 4 and then moved into event management for about 10, and now I'm running an entertainment company. So we've just been, pretty good.
So I'll put a link to your website down below so people in Melbourne or anywhere in Australia can check you out.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So today we thought we have got an event to get ready to. I'm hosting the Minding Her Business event, which is here in Brisbane. Last night we stayed at the Art Series Hotel, which is just under the Story Bridge, which is really cool actually, because it's brand new, it's about 4 months old. It's really lovely here. We went out last night and had a good old time.
We did. A few
Surprisingly, we are not hungover.
No, we're not.
We literally have no idea how. But we thought we would get ready with you today because we've got this event to go to and we're like, let's talk about some wedding chat. So Steph, being an event planner, has planned many of these things before. Me, having never done anything like this, would love some help. So I thought we'd have a chat while we got ready together and you guys can join in. So if a new bride came to you, Steph, and said, I don't know what I'm doing, help. What's the first thing you say to them?
It's a majority of brides.
Perfect.
First thing I would say to them, probably figure out whether they want an event planner, I would say. How much time they have to organise their wedding.
I've got heaps of information left. I'm running empty. Might need to get some more.
Yeah,
carry on.
I guess the initial thing that you sort of have to figure out with the wedding is budget as well.
So if I said to you, $50,000 for my wedding.
Depending on the person, some people can do it within $50,000, some people can't. I guess it depends on your expectation and your priorities, on vendors, venue, location, all of the above. Whether you want to have it in, a castle in Sweden and do it for 50 grand, probably not so much. But if you're doing it in your backyard with a few fairy lights and your local produce and some wine, you could definitely do it. It's achievable.
Well, my backyard's not big enough.
So I guess figuring out your priorities and where they lie would be first and foremost when it comes to budget and guest list as well. Having 500 people, obviously going to be spending a bit more than 50 grand.
Are you going to do your makeup or are you just going to talk?
Yeah, I will definitely. I should get ready.
We're kind of pressed for time, let's be real.
Sorry, all right.
So I don't want to get married in Switzerland. I'm thinking I might want to get married I definitely want to get married in Australia. I want like a destination but not something that's out of Australia, but a lot of my friends need to travel to our wedding, so we thought, might as well go somewhere cool. Not that the Gold Coast isn't cool, but we just wanted to have everybody together in a different place. So we're thinking maybe like Hamilton Island or somewhere like that's, you don't need to get a passport for, or change your phone plan, or get data and stuff. You can just kind of literally just roll in. Yeah, I know who's on the prepaid. I mean, no judgment if you are. It's just like, I'm over 30 now.
On your checklist?
Well, I think my nan's still on a prepaid phone. My nan's like 80.
Is she invited to the wedding?
Of course she's invited to the wedding. I don't think my nan will be worried about her data charges. I don't know.
Destination weddings also, you sort of have to think of how much you're going to be spending on how much you'll be paying for everyone, whether you're buying accommodation for them, who you're paying accommodation for, bridal party. If you have 5 or 6 people, you obviously have to cater for them.
Do you have
all
to?
Of those?
Do you have to?
You don't have
everyone?
to. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
This is sort of where you can choose. Yeah, whatever you obviously want to be spending money-wise on others and just on yourself is completely up to you.
Right. So in my budget, I don't want to pay for anyone.
Okay.
So
cool. That's fine.
Looking good. I just feel like $50,000 for like. But what's the average price of a wedding these days? Isn't it like 80,000 or something in Australia? That seems to be ridiculous.
About 80. Yeah, it is. Well, when you look at per head just for the venue and the food and everything, you're looking at like 160 plus
per
for
person.
Food. Yeah, per person.
Yeah.
So
what's
if you think
that,
about
like
it that
3-course?
Yeah, 3-course meal, drinks included usually. The venue, access 2 hours prior. Sometimes they include table decorations, sometimes they don't. That's probably your biggest thing, which is obviously figuring out your guest list and then your venue. Is that will come with restrictions on what you can and can't do, who you can bring in. Sometimes they have preferred suppliers you must go through in terms of AV, equipment, entertainment, all of that sort of stuff. So I guess
I don't want to be bringing like my boombox speaker for the dance floor on the plane. So that's fine. I will just use it.
And I guess figuring out your decor and sort of how you want it set up will also determine your type of venue that you're after.
Right.
Whether you want sort of that backyard sort of a rustic kind of vibe, or you want the high-end black tie dinner, that will also factor in when it comes to venue choice. Which is exciting. Venue selection is exciting. Stressful, but
stressful. It sounds expensive. Expensively stressful.
Well, it depends.
The more expensive it is, the less stressful it should be, right?
Yeah,
I pay for all of these great things, therefore I don't need to think about them.
Well, also, when I mentioned about the event planner, that's something that they help you out with as well. And they do have access to a lot more, I guess, contacts and vendors and that sort of thing as well. And they can usually get a bit of a discount. So sometimes you pay a bit more to have someone by your side the whole time, but they also can save you money.
Like a person who's in the know.
They're in the know.
Right, so I've thought about the venue, which is basically like the biggest thing, isn't it? Like the venue and then the date, or would you go the date and then the venue? I guess
well, it depends on what's important to you. If you have a set date, some people, want their anniversary from 4 years ago and they want to have it on that date. So things like that, or something that's meaningful to the couple. I guess it depends on, again, your priorities. But if you've got a venue that you're in love with, then sometimes you'll have to be flexible on the date. I couldn't imagine you being super into the date more so than the venue.
Not really. I just feel like with me, I'm like, when I was like 20, I did a whole bunch of modeling in Sydney, and it was like bridal expos and stuff. And so I wore that many bridal gowns. It's made me even more confused about what I actually really want to wear.
Sometimes there's too many options.
Yeah. Like my body's very different now, and like my taste and my style has changed a lot. And I just don't really know what direction that I want that to go in. So I'm really open to ideas, but I think for me, like if I want an island wedding, I'm gonna go and pick something that's more appropriate.
Yeah, a bit more relaxed style than what you are, your high end.
Yeah, like I don't want to be in a big ball gown. Then, I don't want to be in a big
ball gown.
Or the beach. Hey, I'm just getting out of my helicopter in my like Cinderella dress. I just don't think it's for me.
Well, I mean, it would, it still kind of works. But
it'd be cool, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's just not my
Once you start going through your dress fittings as well, you sort of figure out what you do and don't like.
Well, I have one next week.
What?
My first dress.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It's like a trunk show.
Oh, cool. What are your priorities?
Comfort, honestly, because I'll have the kids there, obviously, and I'll probably be picking them up and doing that sort of stuff. So I don't want to have something that's like totally really beaded and gonna snag on everything.
Yeah.
And
I just meant in general, like in terms of your wedding things, like photographer, videographer, food, venue. Like, what are your top?
We're going
entertainment.
We're going really broad. We're going there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
Yeah. What would be your top 3
most important
things to you and Fabian?
Gotta think of him.
Yeah, I gotta think of the groom as well.
Is that a common thing? Like, do most brides have to like?
You definitely want to have the
think
chat.
of your partner, but like, how much involvement does the groom normally have in weddings?
Do you know what? I feel like over the last year, it's been a lot more male orientated than when it has female. More contact with, I guess, having more of a say in venue, food. They're way more present than what they used to be back in the day. It's not so just bride orientated as much as what it used to be.
I don't really want it to be bride orientated.
Yeah, so even just sitting down having the chat, see what he wants to have sort of an input in. And
I'll tell you what he wants an input in. He wants me to give him 3 options of everything, and he gets to choose the option.
Okay.
What if I don't want the other 2 options? I just want one. Can I just give him 2?
Well, then give him 2 really bad options, and then the one you want. So you can pretty much sway his decisions. Anyway.
Yeah, that's not manipulative at all.
No,
that's like a great way to enter a marriage. We laugh, but we're serious. I don't mind giving the 3 options, but like, I think it's nice to have that conversation first to be, hey, how do you feel about this? He's not really concerned about anything because he's like, well, you do well at that stuff, so surely you're going to do it better than me anyway.
Forever, and you know what you want.
I don't know, that's my problem. I have no clue what I want.
Oh. Okay.
Like, I just want to go somewhere and do it. Like, I know of the adventure and the timeline and things that I want to happen in way of like, obviously, because all of our guests will be traveling somewhere.
Yeah.
I know that all of our guests will probably be in the same place at the same time. So why don't we all do something together? Because I hate the part of the wedding where like you get to 11 o'clock on the dance floor and everybody's had so many drinks and having a great time, but then you don't, everyone's then friends when it's over.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, and that brings me down to venue choice and reading the contract and the fine print and everything, because sometimes licensing finishes at 11, but you want more of a party and you want it to go to 12 or 1, so that's going to become an issue. There's noise restrictions, so you can't have certain base levels when it comes to entertainment, which is always an issue in my world. But yeah, things like that. If that's a priority of yours, then you need to make sure you get a venue that can cater to 1 o'clock in the morning. Always read the fine print in contracts, because it can get you.
I just mean more like I'd like to have 5 days with my friends or 3 days or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
Like
so
go out on like an adventure with the girls and the guys a couple of days beforehand, and then have like a dinner together, and so everybody can kind of be
Have a
friends
dinner.
before the wedding. So by the time the wedding comes, everyone's like, "Yay, this is fun," because we know everyone and it's a good time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Because that usually happens, I guess, at the hens party as well. So instead of having it in, interstate, maybe Gold Coast or wherever, have it before your actual wedding date, 3 days before.
Yeah, I could, but I would probably do it anyway.
Are you
then
thinking
have
like
like a
hens party
proper
and then
hens
a
somewhere?
dinner? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then even a breakfast the next morning as well.
Yeah,
Get everyone
definitely.
together, or lunch, or a barbecue.
See how hungover everyone is.
Yeah, they usually are.
Did you have a good time or did you not have a good time? I would
Majority
judge you
were.
on your hangover. What are some wedding trends that are happening at the moment?
Wedding trends. We do a lot of DJ bands, DJs with live elements. So you have DJ for the entire component, and then
He just rocks up with like a clarinet and like a
Oh, we can throw
a
the
drum
clarinet if you
with
like.
his foot and stuff while he's on the
Or
guitar
roaming
singing.
percussion, which is pretty fun.
Sure, okay.
So vocalist for dance floor. So what they do is they hype the crowd, sing, they're interactive, they're on the dance floor, you bring in a percussionist, they're roaming around, a live saxophone's playing. Yeah, which is really cool. So that we usually do that for, say, a 2-hour set.
I played the saxophone when I was at school. Maybe
Did
I could
you?
just roll up at the dance floor.
I feel like we've definitely gone past the seat covers and the bows. I mean, I know that's
Thank
still
God.
well, I mean, a lot of people still like that. So don't rule it out, but it's definitely moved past that. It's got a bit more trendy and
But you would have
fun
like,
and more creative in terms of decor,
like
I
a
guess.
bamboo seat or something.
Yeah, bamboo
With, like,
seat, or like a
little-
white Tiffany chair, or even clear chairs at the moment, like the plastic clear chairs. We're doing a bit of that. Definitely the seat covers and like the red bows. Remember those back in the day?
Cool. I'm so glad we got all the way through this conversation and we got to like decorating chairs. What is like the first 5 pieces or 3 pieces of advice you give people planning a wedding? What would be like the first thing that you would say to them?
As in what we would organise?
I don't know, but like, okay, hi, I'm a new bride. I don't know anything. What now?
Okay, I would definitely recommend downloading Checklist. You can get a lot of free of them online. Brides.com have a really good one. That pretty much gives you the top 50 things that you need to start organising, and that's even timelined as well. So it gives
50
you
things.
There's so many things. As soon as you download the checklist, you'll realise that there's so many things, from venue, your vendors, your floristry, your security, anything from your dress, your wedding bands, your rings, your makeup, your hair.
Do you need security at a wedding?
Always. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's going wrong at a wedding?
Well, you never know. People get rowdy, people get drunk. So many people have been cut off or kicked out. People get excited and they
That's
drink
funny.
too much. If you think about all the little elements, like your name cards, organising your guest list, your invitations, all of that. So anyway, checklists like that are really handy. And that, I guess, is where your event planner can also assist if you do end up going down that road as well. And I also say, once you have planned everything, to think about the actual day, because you can plan as much as you can and as much as you want, and you can be super structured, but at the end of the day, anything can happen. It's out of your control. So just try and enjoy every moment. Do not get caught up talking to certain people for way too long. You've got 5 hours really at the reception. If you're speaking to 1 or 2 people for 20 to 30 minutes, you're pretty much wasting your entire time. Spend majority of the time on your dance floor.
Unless you've got 7 people at your wedding and then you're well spaced.
Which is not a high percentage.
Should I take
think
extra
so.
shoes? I feel like my feet will hurt.
Yeah, take extra shoes, definitely. And mostly dance floor time. Wherever you are, your guests are going to be as well. So if you want a massive party at the end, be on the dance floor.
Well, that was sort of leading into my next question. What are like the biggest regrets that people have at their wedding? Like, so the next day they're like, oh, I wish I knew this, or I would have changed that.
Definitely that element, I would say, is the biggest thing. A lot of people say they wish they didn't spend as much on flowers. So
I
a
feel
lot of
like
people
that's-
know that there's flowers and decorations going on, but they don't really know how much money goes into the flowers.
It's so expensive.
You can spend a 20 grand on a floral installation that's hanging from the roof, and people will know it's there, but they won't actually really know how much money it's worth. And that can go into something that people will actually, take away, or it's more memorable and that sort of thing. So yeah, floral is probably one of my biggest things, I would say.
I was budgeting like $5,000-$6,000, which seems insane to me because
Yeah.
when I was looking at like the brochures, it's like starts at $4,000 $4,500.
Yeah, they're very
$4,500 on something that's
expensive.
going to die in a week. Like,
Yeah.
that is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Then, like, because I would like my bridal party to be more like the standard package comes with 2 people, so I want like 3 or 4 or something like that. Then you've got to add $150 per person for the bouquet, or $250 or whatever it is, like the price.
Yeah.
So then you've got to add all of that up together, and then the men have to have the little flower.
Yeah.
Apparently, okay,
Flower girls.
great. They can yes.
Yeah.
Mackenzie and Carter.
Yeah, all the kids. Thank you. Booked. We'll make sure they're free on that
free
day.
their schedule. I found that to be like shocking how much flowers were, but then I think you go to the florist and you get like 1 bouquet, it's like $80.
Yeah, I mean, flowers are
Fair
expensive
enough.
in general.
So no one really cares about the flower stuff. They just
People, they do care. They definitely know it's there, but I guess when I think about spending all your money on certain elements,
sure.
I feel like that is one way you should cut
That's
back
one
on.
where people are like, don't.
Yeah.
And how many people do normally get invited to a wedding? Like, again, I know it's personal, but it's like, is 80 to 100 a good number? Is 200 too many? Is 50 not enough? Do you know what I mean?
It depends on, also different cultures have, like we have a lot of
like
Greek or
weddings.
Indian
Yeah,
weddings,
they're
and
massive.
they're massive. They could have 350 to 500 people, and the bride just, doesn't speak to the majority of the people in the wedding. No, I don't think we'll be invited to 150 people.
Sorry,
80's
guys.
good. 80's a good number. Then at least you can talk to most of them.
Yeah, well, some of the menus only have a limit of number of guests that you can have at the
That's
venue
also,
anyway.
yeah. Which I guess also gives you an excuse not to invite some people if it's a small venue.
If you're looking
people
for
understand.
If you're looking for a good excuse, say
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah, so you buy. I'm gonna get the smallest venue so I don't have to invite everyone.
This one only takes 23 people, including the bridal party.
Yeah.
Just 10 of us.
Perfect.
So get out.
And then it comes down to things like your bridesmaids' dresses and your whole bridal party, and then buying the suits for the guys. All of that sort of stuff comes into play. Do you spend your money on that? Do you have them buy that? What are you going to buy as gifts? And
gonna
then
buy them
gift
gifts.
bags and like all the all
Like
of,
you're
like, the
paying
little
for like
presents.
their accommodation, their flights, their dresses, their shoes, their
Well,
jewelry,
that's up to
all
you.
that stuff. And
That's-
then you've got to give them gifts as well. Well, I'm just asking. I don't know. Well, when I was a bridesmaid, I paid for my flights, my dress, my shoes. I had my hair and makeup done. Obviously, that was paid for. And that was it. Like
It's nice to give them a take home so they have something to remember the wedding by. Just
Right.
even something a little bit personal, or like the earrings that they wear on the day, or like the necklace, or
Why wouldn't
I don't
you
know.
give them their earrings? What do you need 5 pairs of the same?
sometimes.
Do you know what the bride?
The bridesmaid.
Yeah, but the bridesmaids
Oh,
will
sorry.
need the same jewelry. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
what
like
I'm
I'm going to keep like, okay, I bought you these earrings. I'm going to need all those 4 of the same pairs back.
No,
Like,
I'm
I
saying-
want them.
I'm saying for the bridesmaids to have a little gift.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I don't want that back.
Oh,
I
no,
need
no.
4 of the same pair.
But some people
again.
won't pay for the flights, for their bridesmaids. It'll be like,
Right.
they pay for flights, you buy the dress, or it depends. Spend, $1,000 per bridesmaid on just the dress, then maybe you might have to chip in depending on your bridesmaids as well. It's
guess
hard.
it's
It
like-
depends
yeah.
on who you have, and you don't want them blowing their budget and making it a really uncomfortable situation
Well,
for them as well.
that's
So it's just
maybe-
a conversation for them.
Yeah.
And, that relationship, you obviously know where their financial status is, I guess, in a way.
Say if I was going for a wedding in Bali or something, what would be like a fair amount of time to save for a fair amount of budget?
Well, they say usually a year minimum for a destination wedding, just so, obviously you can plan ahead, budget, save money. But in saying that, though, I feel like a lot of people pay for the accommodation for the bridesmaids and maybe the dress and, maybe the earrings. But, I mean, a lot of the time they don't pay for the flights. It's personal preference. If you want to pay for everything for your bridal party, then that's what some people do.
If we were like bazillionaires,
Yeah, then you'd pay for
I'd just
everything.
get my private jet and like
Correct.
click my fingers, off we go.
Yeah.
No,
That would
not
be a
happening.
thing. That would be a thing.
that would be
Let's organise
cool.
it. I'm excited for your dress fitting, though.
Yeah, me
gonna be
too. When I booked it in, I actually got a call from the guy a couple of days later, and he was like, "Becky, I remember you from Bridal Show. I didn't know,
Aw.
like Bridal Expo,
in
it's like 10 years ago."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, that's so cool. We'd love to have you here," and blah blah blah. I don't know what I'm doing this bridal thing. I feel like I'm so lost. Even though people probably look at me and go, "Oh, you know exactly what you want because you've been complaining for so many years that you're not engaged."
Yeah, don't you have your little
Surely
box
you've
with
got
all
a
of your
plan.
inspiration? Your little cutouts from all the
Nope.
magazines you've been
Not at
sticking?
all.
No.
Dress fittings look so overwhelming for me. I'm like, I actually have to do this. I am gonna be a bride now that I've complained about it for 5 years.
Have you thought about starting a Pinterest account and adding
Already
inspiration?
do.
Already do?
Yeah, but it's
See,
all
that's
private so that people can't see.
Yeah. Start a Spotify account and start adding your playlist, all your songs you love. How cheesy can you go?
How
Do you want
cheesy?
Spice Girls wannabe on the dance floor? I got you covered.
Yeah, that's good.
I've already got your checklist written.
Really?
Yeah. Where? Oh, it's in my phone.
Oh. Put a link down to the website that you're talking about. Is it wedding.com?
Brides.com.
Close. Cool.
Yeah, they've got a little
Brides.com.
checklist. Yeah, it's it tells you what to organise 12 months out, 11 months out, 10 months, etc. So it's a good little tool.
Steph and I spoke a week after we got engaged, and she was like, "Oh, when do you want to get married? We can plan this thing in a month if you like."
And I got really excited.
No, we can do it.
It's definitely achievable when you have the right people.
I'm sure it is.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Thanks for that. I appreciate
we'll
that.
do minimum a year then.
And I'm going to drag this out for a while. Only because
That's
I
awesome.
feel like I've waited so long for this and I am
Enjoy
like
it.
insanely confused about what I want.
Yeah.
So I think that time will give me a little bit more clarity and stuff, and I won't feel rushed. Although I bet you I will feel rushed. Proactively, what am I supposed to do now? So I've got
once
over
we go
a year to the wedding. Should I just like not bother with anything, or should I like kind of think about things? What should I be doing now?
Definitely think about things, well, in terms of when you think of having an incredible photographer or videographer, they book out quite far in advance.
Right.
Certain wedding bands also book quite far in advance. Hair and makeup, some people won't actually book for 6 months out for that, but some people do. So things like that, if you have certain suppliers that you've been looking at for a while, I would highly recommend just jumping on them. As soon as those sort of 4 or 5 elements are locked in, then you can relax a little bit.
They're little tiny things that I can do
Yeah.
now that like maybe the guest list.
Start
like,
doing the guest list, start adding to your inspiration, figure out your color scheme, your theme of your wedding. Yeah, definitely look into the venue. But then, everything else will sort of roll out over the next 12 months.
If I had a wedding planner, what would I expect from that?
Well, they'll pretty much do what we're doing now. Go through your checklist, go through all your options, figure out your style and your theme and where you want to get married and how many people, and they'll just assist with all of that sort of stuff.
A wedding planner is expensive
Depends.
because you can get a wedding stylist as well, and that's not the same.
You can also get someone that's just there on the day, which I highly recommend.
Right.
So someone that will overlook the running schedule.
Okay. Do you think we've covered everything today?
I feel like we might have.
Thanks for joining me for some couch time today, Stephanie. I've had a lovely time together.
You're welcome. Are we ready? I think. Yeah.
Are you ready? I'm ready. I just
Oh,
need to brush out this hair. I just did it with my Dyson Airwrap again, so it goes quite Shirley Temple. Yeah, it's cool because it drops. Doesn't stay like rounded and full bodied.
Can't wait.
Oh,
So excited.
Now I got a wedding to
Excited
plan.
to come.
Yeah. That's it for us for now. So thanks so much for watching us. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, like and comment down below or the best part about wedding planning. If you've had a wedding before, let me know what else I should be doing in the comment section below because I am confused. Love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Start living now.